Hello all. In this video, we will talk something about called the concept of the polynomials. That means we will talk something, some words related to the meaning of the polynomial, so that make you have further understanding on it, and we will do the calculation after this video. So first of all, we will have the first term I want you to know is called the monomials. M-O-N-O-M-I-A-L. In Chinese, this one is called 單行式. That means every time we will see only one number of it. So you can say that, for example, this one, in case this one is also called monomials, we do not count everything for the multiplication and division. We will think that this one is a monomial because we can write it as AB over 2. That means that we can write it in one term. So what is the one that we do not count it as monomial? For example, this one is not a monomial. For example, we have 2x plus 5, because you can see for the other side we have two things we need to add together, so we have two terms here. This one is called 1, this one is called 2. So we will say that this one is not a monomial, but we can say this is binomial because we have two things here. So what about these other six of them? Are they all monomials? In case there be some of them is not a monomial, okay? So we must pay attention about it first. Okay, let's look at the definition of the monomial. Okay, now number one, a monomial is an algebraic expression with only one term. That means that every time you only have one of it. That means we do not have, if you have the addition side and you have the subtraction side, 加號或者減號, in the middle of it, so that we may say that this one is another term, except if you see something that in a bracket, for example, a squared plus 3, I can say this one is also a one term. But it's weird because we have two here, so that we can think that this one is one term. So we make sure that how to count the terms. Okay, I will tell you in the further examples. Okay, now let's look at it. A number, for example, 1, -4, we have the negative number, you have the positive, even a fraction, even a decimal number, you will say that this one is also a monomial. So look at this one. Obviously, you will see the question number 1, 4 is a monomial. Okay, so we will say this one is a monomial also. So what about the others? Let's look at this one by one. Okay, now let's go back to the second understanding. Okay, for the second understanding is that a variable with a positive integral index. That means every time you will see something that with positive, that means this one is 2, this is not -2. So we will say, this one is a monomials. X is power 1, so this one is also a monomial, and etc, etc, etc. So let's look at it. Which of them are monomials? Okay, for the second one, I think the monomial is this one, because this one you can say this is 9 over 2 with b, and b is only power 1, so we can say this one is a monomial. And also the fifth one is also the monomial, because 5a, in case we cannot require to write across, because we can write in one term, so that this one is also a monomial. But 5 plus a is not a monomial, okay? This one is not a monomial. So this one you can say a with the power 1, b with the power 1 times together, and over 2, this one is also a monomial, okay? So along to the second term. Okay, now let's look at the definition of the third one. So you will see the product of a number and variables, each with a positive integral index. Okay, so that you have two unknowns that together, but both of them have the positive integral. So we can say this one is also the monomials. Because what is this? Look at this one by one. This is a number. This one is the with the positive index 1 times together with the positive integer 3 here for y. So we can say that this one is the monomial. So the only one that we can say this is not a monomial. Okay, 9 over x. So how can we define what is not a monomial? First of all, number 1, not a monomial. First of all, to contain more than one term. That means you have two terms, contain more than one term because you have 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms, For example, you have a plus 5. This one is not called the monomial, okay? We have two terms because we have a or negative e in the middle, so we will say that this one is a monomial. Okay, the second one we will not call it a monomial, is that we have something that under or the unknown appears in the denominator. For example, this one is 5 over x. So that if you see something that in the denominator is a unknown, so we will say that, sorry about that, this one is not a monomial. So the other 5 of them are monomial. So every time you will see this one is also a monomial, 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 monomial. Okay, now, so this is the first part of the question. We must know how to distinguish which one is the monomial, which one is not a monomial. Otherwise, we will go to the polynomial. Okay, now, so before we go to question 2, we'll go to question 3 first. Because the 3 will talk about something called polynomial. Okay, let's look at this one by one. Okay, this is question 3 for the polynomial. Polynomial in Chinese is called 多項式. That means you can contain more than one or one, okay? So that this one is all called polynomial. Okay, so polynomial, that means that all of them in the polynomial must be monomials. So you must look at this one by one. So if any one of them is not a monomial, so that we cannot say that this one is a polynomial. Okay, now let's look at number 1. We have the x with the power 6. This one obviously is a monomial, so this one is a polynomial. Okay, this is tick. Okay, now let's look at the second one. This is 5. That means that this one is a monomial, so I can say, once again, this is a polynomial. So every monomial must be a polynomial, okay? So we can say something like this. Okay, now number 3. We have the x cubed. Okay, this one is a monomial. After the add, so that we can count it for 3 terms are there. Because addition, we will use the addition to mark it as 2 different terms. So x cubed is the first term. Y squared is the second term with the plus, okay? And then the third term is the plus z. So we have 3 terms there. And after we look at these 3 terms, we will find that these 3 terms are all monomials. So we can say this one is a polynomial because all of them is with the positive index here. So we can say, this one is a monomial. These 3 are monomials, so this one is a polynomial. Okay, now let's look at number 4. The addition side, or the subtraction side, we will mark it as another one. So we have 3 terms there. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is number 3. Okay, the positive one. So this one is the third one. So let's look at this. For 1, this one is a monomial. For this one, we must take them all. And for x, once again, this one is also a monomial. And then the last one, sorry, this one is not a monomial, so I will think that this one is not a polynomial. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. This one is not a polynomial. Okay, what about this one? This one, please pay attention how many terms are there in case it's weird, in case we have the division sign. So the better way we will write here is 3x cubed plus x squared y over 9. So these are 2 terms we are going to have it. This is 3x cubed. The other one is the x squared plus over 9. Okay, x squared y over 9. This is the second term that we have it. So let's look at the first one. The first one is that the index is positive. And you will see this one is in the numerator but not the denominator. So this one is also a monomial because only 9 is in the denominator. That's okay. We will accept that. So this one is also a polynomial. Okay, the last one. Look at this one by one. This is x with the power 100 power. So this one obviously is a monomial. And then x with the power 50. This is the second one. Luckily, this one is also a monomial. And the final one, we have negative 10. Okay, so that this one is also a monomial. So 3 of them are monomials, so we will say that this one is also a polynomial. Okay, so we have this pattern. So only we will say that every time we will see if something that contains unknowns in the denominator, we will say that this one is not a polynomial. But for the other, most of them are polynomial. In case it's not difficult to distinguish. so that I hope you all know how to distinguish the polynomial and the monomials, okay? So that you can know how to do it in the questions. And then we will go to question 2. Once again, we will learn two new words. One is called coefficient, and the other one is called the degree. For the coefficient, that means in Chinese it's called 函数. So it's not easy to understand because that means the number appears in this monomials. The number appears in this monomial. So let's look at this one by one. For 7a cubed, for this one, a cubed is an unknown. So you will see the number attached to here is 7. So the coefficient of this one is 7. Okay, this is a number. So we'll just write down the number here. And the next one, once again, this one is the unknown, and the number that which is not unknown is -3. So this time we will say -3 here. We just write down this number. So next we are going to do is that I will give you some 30 seconds for you all. Please write down the coefficient of the last 3 terms. Okay, so hope you know how to do it. Okay, now we will give you the answer. Okay, so if you cannot finish, just pause your video now. Okay, now let's look at this. We have a negative sign here. Do we need to write negative sign? Yes. But do we only write the negative sign? The answer is no. We must have a number it. The number we do not write down because we know that this is a 1 here, because 1 times x with the power 5 is equal to x with the power 5. So the number here is 1. So no doubt of it. For the last one, you will see you do not have a number before any unknown, so you will see this number must be 1 but not 0. Okay, 0 times everything will be 0, so we do not have it. Okay, the last one you will see the monomials. Okay, for this one you will see 4 and 5, so why don't we write all these 4 over 5. So this one is called the coefficients. That means the number attached to the unknown, so we call this coefficient, so we just write it down easily. Okay, now we will go to the degree. So what is the degree about it? Degree in Chinese is called 次数. That means the index number add together. We add all the index together for one monomial. For example, easy, I will do the first one and the last one. The first one is that a with the power 3. So the index here for this monomial, you have 3. So that means the answer for degree is 3. And for the last one, you will see we have x with the power 5. That means we have 5x here. And we have 4y here and also z3. That means we have 5 plus 4 plus 3 times together. That means there are 12 unknowns times together. So the degree is 12. That's the meaning of the degree. Okay, now let's do it by yourself. This is 5. I must write down 5 plus 4 plus 3. So to make you understand. Okay, now this time it's your turn. Please do the middle one. I give 30 seconds. Okay, now let me tell you the answer. If you cannot finish, just pause your video now. And now look at this one. This one is b squared, so that means the degree is 2. Okay, indirectly, because we do not have any other unknowns. And we have the x to the power 5, so the degree is 5. So obviously, what about this one? This one is not 3 because c is with the power 1, so that means there are 4 unknowns times together. So the answer is totally is 4. That's 1 plus 3. So this is the meaning of the degree for the monomials. So make sure that you know what's the meaning of the coefficient and what's the meaning of degree, because these two words is very important in polynomials. So you must know what is the meaning of it, because you have many kinds of questions in the future that you will need to know what is the meaning of these two words. And then we will go to question 4. This time we will discuss the coefficients and also the degree of polynomials. Okay, let's look at question 4. Okay, now let's look at question 4. This time we have many things like that. They're polynomials. First of all, we want to answer number of terms, 行數. That means how many terms are there for this polynomial. Okay, now let's tell you how to count this first. Okay, we will do it vertically. So let's count it first. Number 1, we will say that we will use the positive side or negative side, or you can say the additional sign, or you can say the subtraction sign to make it different for another term. So first of all, let's use the highlighter to help you to understand. Okay, the first one we are going to tell you is that this one is 2x cubed, because after the plus sign, we will say that this is another term. So this one is the first term. This is the first term. And then for 3x squared, we will include the plus sign. So this one is the second term. And for the green one, the negative x, you will see this is the third term with the negative sign. So this one is called negative x. And the last one is the positive 5. So this one is the last term we have. This is the fourth term. So the number of terms we here is called 4. So we can write down the answer immediately. This is 4. So that the first term is 2x cubed, the second term is plus 3x squared, the third term is negative x, the fourth term is positive 5. Everything you do not write, that means this one is positive. So this is positive to x cubed also. Okay, you can call it. So this is a number of terms. Now I will give you 15 seconds. Please try to find out the B, C, D. The number of terms, how many of them are there for the B, C, and D. Okay, now please do it now. If you cannot finish, just pause the video and until you finish. Okay, now for the first one, for the part B, you will see there are 2 terms. Because the first term is 5x. The second term is called negative x 7x squared. So this one is the second term. So this one will be 2. Okay, part C, you will see there are 3 terms there. So this is x cubed. This is plus x squared over 2. The last one is the negative 1 over 4. So we have 3 terms there. So the answer for this one is called 3. So the last one is negative 3x over 7. So this one is only 1 term here. So we can finish all these numbers of terms. And now we are going to do the coefficient of something. Because for the monomials, you will see only I write down the coefficient. Because we only have 1 term, there are more than 1 term, so that we must ask them one by one clearly. For example, for the coefficient of x cubed, so let's look at x cubed. This one is x cubed. So before of this, the number here is 2. So we just write 2 here. Okay, so this is part A. And we will also do part B. And then I will let you to do part C and part D. For part B, you will see there are nothing x cubed here. So what is the answer for it? Undefined, nothing. Sorry about that. The only number here is called 0. Because we can write every missing term for plus 0 times x cubed. Every time we can write something like this. So that 0 will be the coefficient of the term that missing in this polynomial. So for x cubed, this one is 0. So I will not tell you for the others. Okay, can you tell me what is the answer for the other 10 numbers? I hope you all know how to do this first. In 30 seconds. Okay, the answer for this one we are going to tell you now. So if you cannot finish, just pause the video now. Okay, now for the x cube, for the third one, you will see x cube here. We do not have any number in front of it, so this one is not 0 because you know that 0 times something is always 0. So this one is 1. And the last one, D, is that we do not see any x cube, so this one is 0. Okay, we finish it. And for x squared, look at this one. This one you will see positive 3. So every time you will see that the highlighter, I will mark also the positive sign. So this one is 3. You can write 3 or positive 3. But the next one, you can only write negative 7. Because for the negative number, you have 7 with E. So this is negative 7. And for the x squared here, you will see this is positive. You can say, can I write something that with like this, with an over 2? This is not a number, you know. So the number you're missing here is 1. So this one is 1 over 2. This is the half. And the last one, you will see nothing here for the x squared. So once again, I write 0 here. For x, you will see once again, look at the green one. The x is that, this one is negative 1. So we write negative 1 here. For the coefficient of x for this one, you will see, this is 5 before the x. So this one is 5. You can write easily. And for this one, the coefficient of x, you will see nothing here. So that means we have plus 0x here. So this one is 0. And the last one, this one is that with the x. So this one is negative 3 over 7. So this is the coefficient of x cubed, x squared, and x. And now we'll go to the constant term. Constant term in Chinese is called 乘數項. That means the number in the polynomial, we are going to write it down here. For example, we have positive 5 here. So we will write down 5 for the constant term. That means we are going to write every number here. So I will give you 15 seconds. Please write down the constant term for the part B to part D. Okay, now please pause the video if you cannot finish now. So let's look at it. For part B, you will never see a number here. Or for all the number, you will see attached with an unknown. So the only answer for this one is 0. Okay. And for part C, you will see negative 1 over 4 without any unknown. So this one is negative 1 over 4 with the constant term. And the last one, D, that you will see nothing for the number. So this one, once again, is 0. Okay, now, for the last one, this one is a little bit difficult. So please pay the serious attention for this. Okay, we are going to find the degree of the polynomial. You will see something that in monomials, you are just write down how many unknowns are there. But for polynomial, you must pay the serious attention. First of all, let's look at part A. For part A, you will see the first term, the degree is 3. You know that, because x cubed. The second term, the degree is 2. The third term, the degree is 1. And you will see the positive 5, you do not have any unknown here, so the degree, I will say that this one is 0. Okay, you don't have any unknown, right? So what is the answer for it? 6, 3 plus 2 plus 1. I'm sorry about that. For the degree, you will choose the maximum one only. So this one is 3. So we will choose the maximum number. So the answer for this polynomial is 3. Okay, now I will give you time 50 seconds to write out all the part B to part D. What is the degree of the part B to part D? Okay, now please pause the video if you cannot finish. Now let's look at the answer for part B to part D. For part B to part D, you will see the answer for this one is, you have that this one is x with the power 1, so the degree for this one is 1, and for degree for this one is 2. So for 0, we do not count it, so the only one degree is here is 2. And for part C, you will see the degree is 3, 2, and 0. So the answer is 3. And this one, you have only one term, so that is power 1, so this one, the degree of the polynomial is 1. Okay, so this is 3, 2, 3, 1. Okay, now I will show the question 5 for you all. And now, you are going to write down the degree of the following polynomial. So I will give you 15 seconds. Please try yourself to find out the degree of the polynomial for question 5. Okay, now we will tell you the answer now. So look at this one. For the A, you will see this one, the degree is 3. For this one, the degree is 1 plus 4. This is 5. You don't have any unknown here, so this one is 0. So the degree here is 5. We choose the biggest one. Or you can say that we could choose the one is the maximum. Okay, so we have this one. For part B, you will see 7 and 1. So this one is 7 plus 1 is 8. This is 4 plus 5, so this is 9. So this one is 0. So the maximum of them is degree is 9. So we write down 9 is the degree of the following polynomials. Okay, so this one is the question 5. And now we're going to do question 6. And we will introduce another 2 words that you are familiar with, but what we are going to use here. The first 2 words is descending and ascending. Descending is the most popular way that we use to present the polynomial. Descending in Chinese is called 遞降. And ascending is 遞升, the power. Power means the degree, so that we will choose the one from the biggest degree to the smallest degree. And for ascending, we will choose from the smallest degree to the biggest degree. So let's do part A for you first. For descending power, that means we will choose the one. For example, 8a, the degree of this one is 1. Because a with the power 1, this is 1 unknown here, so we'll say 8a. And you will see 4a cubed, this one is 3. So we will add this is 3. And negative 7, we don't have unknown, so 0. So for the descending, that means we will choose the greatest degree first. So obviously it's 4a cubed, so we write down 4a cubed for the first one. And the second one will be 8a, but we do not have any sign here, so we must write positive sign here. So this is 8 plus 8a. And finally, we write down negative 7. So for ascending, that means this one we will interchange this position. So this one is the first one, negative 7. We must also copy the negative side here. Because every time we will count, this is 3 terms. This one is 1. This one is the second one. Okay. This one is the third one. Okay, so we have 3 terms here. So we will count it one by one. So this one is negative 7. The second one is plus 8a. We do not write anything, that means this is positive. The last one is plus 4a cubed. So after 30 seconds, so please do part B to part D all the answer. Okay, now it's your turn. Okay, now we will check the answer for these. If you cannot finish, just pause your video. Okay, for descending order, for this one, you will see e cubed, 4e cubed with the highest degree. Next one is 8e squared. The last one is plus 2. So we write something like this. And we will interchange position. So this is 2 minus 8e squared plus 4e cubed. So we can solve the problem immediately. Next one for C. The highest one is d cubed with the negative sign, so we will say negative d cubed. The second one is negative 7d squared, so negative 17d squared. The third one is negative 22d, so negative 22d. The last one is plus x, so we write plus x here, because every time we do not write is plus sign here. So we will interchange this position to be ascending power, so this is 8 minus 20d minus 70d squared minus d cubed. So this is the second one I want you to know. Okay, the last one for part D, you will see g with the power 7 is the highest the power. So we say 4g with the power 7 is the first one. Next one is the g with the power 5, so 6g with the power 5. Next one is plus 2g minus 4. And then we will interchange the position. This one is the negative 4 plus 2g, negative 6g with the power 5, plus 4g with the power 7. Okay, so we can finish. This one is the alternate order for the question 6. Okay, we have many terms we must know. So the only last term I want you to know is the important one. It's called the like terms. The like terms in the future, you will say that this one we have like. That means 叫做相似項. So that means we have something called unlike term. That means 異項. So how to distinguish the like terms and the unlike terms? The like terms, that means that you have two or more of that. Because you will find that these two are like. What's the meaning of the like term? That means that we will contain the same number of unknown in what kind of unknown you have. For example, this one, 2x and 3x. Both of them have 1x here. So we call this one like terms. For the second one, you will see 5y and 5y squared. Okay, I'm sorry about that. This one you can contain 1y, but this one is y times y. You have 2y. So these two are unlike terms. This one we call it unlike terms. Okay, unlike terms. This one is called unlike. So, okay, the other four, can you try to find out that are they like or unlike terms? In 15 seconds. Okay, now we will check the answer for you all. Okay, now let's look at this one. 1 and 100. Do you find any unknowns for both of them? Yes, the answer is no. We do not have unknown for 1, and also we don't have unknown for 100. That means they are like, right? Because both of them do not have any unknown, so this one are like terms. And this one you will see it contains 1a and 1c, but this one contains 1b and 1c. We will say that this one is unlike term, so that we do not have it. And look at this one carefully. We have 1b and 2a. But this one is 1a and 2b. So this one is also unlike terms. And the last one, 1a, 1b, 1c. 1a, 1b, 1c. So this one is like terms. The reason why that you must know the meaning of the like terms is because that for every like terms you can add them up or even you can subtract it out. So you must know that if they are not unlike terms, we cannot do any addition and subtraction. I repeat once again, if they are not like terms, you cannot do any addition and subtraction. But it does not mean you cannot do any multiplication, because you have too many multiplication in the last video and in the last exercise for the exercise 1 and exercise 2 to exercise 3 in chapter 12. Okay, so mean that for the like terms you can add them together and you can subtract. Okay, so we'll have some example for this one. Question 8. Okay, let us do it one by one. For question 8, you will see 8m 4n, so that we call these two unlike terms. So we can do some calculation. And unluckily, 3 is not the like terms of it, so that means 3 is not a like term. So we only left 3 here, and we do not do any calculation for 3. And negative 8m plus 4m, that means you have negative 8 plus 4. That means this is negative 4m. Do you need to have to do another part of it? The answer is no. This is the final answer. Okay, so you must make sure that which of them are unlike terms, which of them are like terms. So then you can do the calculation for the like term, but you cannot do the calculation for the unlike terms. Okay, let's do another example for it. For this one, you have 6y squared. So this one is like terms with 4y squared because they have two y's in their monomials. But you will see negative 8y, you only have one y here. So this one is unique. That means we can do some addition here, but we cannot do anything for this one. So the only one is that the answer is 6 plus 4. So this one is 10y squared minus 8y. So we finish the calculation. So that's the very tricky way to do the addition and subtraction of the polynomial. So you must make sure that you know what is the meaning of these. Okay, now I will let you to do the question C to question F in 30 seconds. If you cannot finish, just pause the video, okay? Okay, now we will do the calculation here. Okay, so for part C, if you cannot finish, just pause the video now. For part C, you will see negative 6y and negative 5y, they have the same unknown, that is y only. But for 4x, you will see is unique. So that means 4x, we just copy it, and negative 11y, we do the calculation of it. For part D, you will see two unknowns, so it's very tricky. So let's do it one by one. We have 2x and we have plus 5x. So that these two are like terms so that we can add them together. So the answer is 7x. But next, we have negative y and negative 2y. So these two can also do the calculation. So this one is negative 3y. Okay, so we finish it because x and y are two different things so that we do not do any calculation. So every time if you want to do the addition and subtraction, you must make sure that these two must be totally same, okay, totally same, okay. For example, although you have the xy and yx, but they are the same also. So because we only have one x and one y for the terms, so make sure that you know how to do this. Okay, now let's look at the other one. So please pay attention. We have two different terms here. For 5a, the partner of this one is not 4ab because b is another unknown, so we will not count it, but 6a we have. So this is the first term we are going to do the calculation. So this one is 11a. And for the next one, you are going to do the calculation is negative 4ab and negative 3ab. So we will add them together. So this is negative 7ab. And then we will go to F. Okay, this is we finished this one. I'm sorry about that. We must write down the finishing symbol. Okay, now this one is 2xy, negative 3xy, and negative yx. They are the same. So these three will be one like term. So we are going to do the calculation. 2 minus 1 minus 3, that is negative 2xy. So we will do all the calculations. So every time I suggest you all, this is not a good way to present. Every time I tell you that for all students, please write down the polynomial in the alphabetical order so that you will not have some trouble here. Okay, so that the plus 5x is the unique one, so we just copy it. Okay, this is the part of question 8. So make sure that you know how to do this. And then finally, we will go to question 9. We are only required to do the calculation. So they find the value of the polynomial. So let us do some example for this one. We will do the question 9 and I will let you to do the question 10. Okay, now for question 9, you are going to find the value of the polynomial. This one, in each case, we will put the x equals to 1. So what we are going to do is that for 4, we copy it, plus we use 1 to replace the x with a bracket, 1 square, minus 2 times 1 cube. Okay, so let's do it by yourself. 4, 1 square, that means this is 1 times 1. 1 times 1 is 1, so this is plus 1, minus 1 cube. 1 cube, that is 1 times 1 times 1, that is 1 again. 1 times 2 is 2. So we finish this one. This is 4 plus 1 minus 2. The answer for this one is value is 3. So we finish for part A. So what you're going to do is that you can put the number here to replace the position of x so that you can do the calculation here. So with the loss of the generality, so that we will also add the -1 here so that we have something like this. Okay? And then once again, we will do the calculation, but please pay the serious attention for -1. For -1 squared, that means that we're going to calculate -1 squared that is equal to -1 times -1. So this is negative and negative, so we have positive. 1 times 1 is 1, so this one is 1. So obviously this is 1 again. But for -1 cube, you know that this is 3 -1 times together. That means it's 1 times -1, so this one is once again -1. So -1 times -2, so this is plus 2. So the answer for this one is 7. So they are totally different for the answer. So please pay attention to. So you must need to put the bracket for all the numbers to replace it. And now this is your turn. I will give you 30 seconds to do this question 10. Okay, I'll show the step of question 9 also. And now please do it by yourself, and I will tell you the answer after it. Okay, almost. Now I will tell you the answer how to do these questions. Okay, one by one. Okay, now we're going to do this one. So we will replace 2 with the bracket, 2 with the power 3, minus 1 over 2, 2 with the power 2, plus 2 minus 3. We copy this, we replace bracket 2, and bracket 2 here. So let's do it one by one. 2 with the power 3, that means 2 times 2 times 2. That is 8. -1 over 2 times 2 times 2, that is 4 times -1 over 2, so this is 2, and plus 2 minus 3, so the answer is 5. So we finish this part. And then for part B, we will replace -4 with bracket to replace all y. That means we have -4 cubed minus 1 over 2 -4 squared plus -4 minus 3. Okay, now -4 with the power 3, obviously. -4 times -4 is 16. And 16 times -4, this one is -64. So you have it. -4 squared, that means -4 times -4, that is 16. 16 over 2 is 8. So this is -8. And plus or negative, so you have negative side, this is -4 and -3. So totally many negative number. So that means we add them all 4 numbers together and put a negative sign over. Okay, 64 plus 8 is 72. 72 plus 7 is 79. So this is -79. Okay, now so we finish all the part of the concepts of the polynomial. So make sure that you know how to do this question, and we will have more difficult question for you in the next video. So make sure that you know how to do this. And thanks for watching here. Bye bye.